And you can tell by the theme music, it's Tuesday at lunchtime, and you're listening to Sound Sessions here on WKGC FM 90.7. And we've got a bunch of people at the table. We've got somebody hiding in the corner. I'm not sure what that's about. And we have a guest here today. So let's run around the table. Of course, we have our producer and disciplinarian, Angela Small, a.k.a. everyone's favorite auntie. How are you doing today, auntie?
I am fantastic. I mean, it's Tuesday. Well, you know, I don't know. It might just be because I haven't seen you guys since last year.
That is true. Somebody was going to get that one in, and you're first. Okay. And next year we have an occasional guest. Hope to see more of him. We have Tim Parrish, mostly known for his association with the Roberts Hall in Lynn Haven, but I hear he's breaking out. He's doing some performing, and I think is going to be arranging some performances at different venues, especially the Ghetto Palace, which is going to come online real soon now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
You and me both.
Looking forward to finding something to do now that I'm retired.
Oh, that's right, you're retired.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Well, he used to be good to have around because I felt, like if I vapor locked, he could do something about it. But now he's retired, he's going to go, yeah, somebody ought to call 911 here. And at the desk, doing her job well, as always, we have Becca Stark. How are you doing today, Becca?
I am also doing fantastic. I also think I haven't seen you since last year. That's crazy.
That's crazy, because that was last week.
Yeah.
We did a show. We did a show together last week, so come on now. And sitting on the other side of the room, looking maybe a tad pensive, we have Nora Bass, who's our musical guest today. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm pretty good. You'd be better without all that reverb. Sorry. That was from sound check. I apologize.
It's all right.
And I think let's kind of jump right into talking to Nora. First of all, I've heard your stuff online. You're a country aficionado.
I am.
Which is a little strange for this station. I don't know if you ever listened to this. We have mostly folk artists, singer-songwriters, occasionally Tim, people like that cover folk music and general Americana. But from what I heard online, your stuff sounds more like country music.
Yeah, I mean, I actually grew up on pretty much everything, but I kind of found my niche. I love folk music. I take a lot of inspiration from Joni Mitchell, actually, when it comes to lyrical processes. But as it comes to country, it's just what when I tend to sit down on my guitar, it's just what comes out. And I fell in love with it.
We were just discussing off air the fact the difference between last time I talked to you and this time is you now drive. So that gives people an idea. You're not very well along in life like some of us. I'm talking about us, Auntie. Anyway, so what's Nora going to be doing in 5-10 years from now?
5-10 years from now? I mean, hopefully I can gain enough of a following to be putting out albums and touring and recording music and continuing to write songs and make an impact on people. Well,
good. And I know you played me and Bobby McGee for Soundcheck. Do you do a lot of covers? If you're performing around here, are you doing mostly covers or are you doing mostly original?
I do a mix of both. It depends on the venue, and I read the crowd a little bit too, because if they're not paying attention, I'm not going to play an original. But
why waste the original?
But I play a mix of both. Like at my last gig at House of Henry last Friday, I played a lot of originals because I got a lot of requests for them. So my shows end up being mostly requests. And it turns out pretty fun.
Okay. Well, let's try out something. If what do you plan? What do you have planned for us first?
I have an original song that I just got finished recording. It's called "No Bridges Burned." I wrote it about 2 months ago, and it has a line about my dog in it, so I love it. But it's turned out to be one of my favorites, and TikTok has been loving it as well. So.
Oh, cool. So here's No Bridges Burned.
Sitting alone at a table for two, half-drained cup of coffee, the daily news. Everyone's losing their minds. Everyone's got something to say. But me, I'm doing just fine, 'cause you're out of my way. My daddy's doing better, 'cause he burned all your letters. And sleeping alone would be the worst, they said. My dog takes your side of the bed. The day that you left me, it hurt. But hey, I lived and I learned. And I'll be sitting right here with no bridges burned. I'm telling you now, what we had wasn't love. But one thing's for certain, you wasn't sent from above. And I met someone, he calls me baby, and he makes me so much happier than you ever made me. My daddy's doing better, 'cause he burned all your letters. And sleeping alone would be the worst, they said. My dog takes your side of the bed. The day that you left me, it hurt. But hey, I live and I learn. And I'll be sitting right here with no bridges burned. My daddy's doing better, 'cause he burned all your letters. And sleeping alone would be the worst, they said. My dog takes your side of the bed. The day that you left me, it hurt. But hey, I live and I learn. And I'll be sitting right here with no bridges burned. Yeah, and I'll be sitting right here with no bridges burned. Thank you, guys.
Well, that was good. Am I on? Oh, I'm in the wrong
Yeah.
headphones. Never mind. I have to wear 2 sets of headphones when I do this. One is what our guest is doing, and one is what I'm saying. And I went, whoa, no vocal, but my bad. That was. Where did the inspiration for that come? First of all, I love the title, "No Bridges Burned."
Well, I had to write a few songs to record, and I couldn't come up with one. So, I was listening to a lot of Ronnie Millsap, and if you've heard the song "There Ain't No Getting Over Me," it's kind of that same like funky vibe. And honestly, I had gone through something lately that had fed into the lyrics of that song. So I was like, I might just write about it. And it turned out to be this kind of funny, like, getting over you song. And the people that I've shown it to have really loved it, and it turns out to be relatable. So.
No, it's just, and I love the guitar parts you've worked out for that, especially, as a solo performer like you are. It's it's nice. It's very well done. Do you find it? I mean, I'm fascinated. I'm not much of a songwriter, so I'm always fascinated by songwriters and people who are so able to share part of themselves with a room full of people they don't know. Does that ever bother you? I mean, is that something that's in in your thought process? Here I am. I'm telling people some of my deepest, darkest secrets, and I don't know any of them.
Well, for some reason, it's easier for me to write about something and play it in a room full of strangers than it is to tell someone close to me about something. It's weird, and I've heard that from other songwriters as well. Like, if I go through something, I immediately go to my guitar. And I have so many songs written about situations that I just can't put out until I maybe make it a little bit bigger.
So you kind of find the whole process cathartic. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's like a big therapy session a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd ever have the guts to do that. Anyway, you're going to, we're also talking off air, you're going to be performing in town or around here in another week?
Yeah, next Thursday I am at the Brick Wall in Port St. Joe.
Okay.
From, I think it's 6:30 to 9:30 or 6 to 9. I will double check that and it'll be out.
Okay.
And then next Friday I'm at Horsepower Pavilion in Freeport.
Wow.
From 6 to 9.
You do get around.
We've been traveling a lot lately. I still love to keep a few local gigs here, like House of Henry, No Name I keep, and then a few places on the beach during the summer. But it's fun to travel around and see other places and meet new people.
Expanding your base a bit. Okay. And let's bring Tim in here. Have you worked with Nora before? You came right when I asked you for somebody a while back for this slot. You came right up with their name. Is this?
Yeah. I know Nora did a show with us earlier last year when Admiral Radio was in town at Roberts Hall, and I think one or two other gigs.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe I've known you for
we
3
met
years
a while
already.
Ago.
Yeah. Time is flying, of course. Yeah. But yeah, and I've got Nora opening for another duo from South Carolina called Haunted Like Human. That's on March the 28th, I believe. At the Ghetto Palace.
At the Ghetto Palace.
Our mutual friend Crook Stewart.
We are all getting excited. We are really getting excited about the Ghetto Palace because I kind of want to do some radio shows. I would love to take this show down to the Ghetto Palace. That way we have lots of room, everything's set up. We could bring a band in and actually deal with some full bands instead of just, our normal singer-songwriter thing. There's so many good bands around here that it would be great to be able to have them, Corey Hall with his whole band, stuff like that. This would just be a real treat to do, and I think we're getting close to having a place that we can do that in, which would just be great.
That would be so nice, and then there's a large stage Crook has at the Ghetto Palace too. I believe the largest.
It's pretty good size.
In Bay County, or among the largest.
It certainly is among the largest. There we were talking about putting a little runway out front of it for, when Nora's out there emoting with a full band behind her, she can wander out on the runway in the spotlight, that kind of thing. He called it a vanity runway. So I said, oh, okay, well, that'll work.
I was chatting with Madison Hughes this morning, who I've got coming to the Ghetto Palace, and in her contract it mentions having parking for a tour bus. And I said, well, now I can accommodate you at the Ghetto Palace because I've seen a tour bus be parked there.
He has got a hookup for a tour bus out there. So yeah, he's the man's been on the road his entire life with major national and international people, and he's used to that. And when he set that place up, he set it up so that you could bring bring your 4-bay Prevo in there and plug it in. And yes, they do have that there. So that means you don't have to sit there and run the generator all night long or whatever. You have everything you need just right outside the building. It's great. I've gotten a chance to do a few things out there, and we're working on getting a B3 to go on that large stage, so you'll actually have a B3 there, which is fun. Not many people play them anymore. I don't know who we're going to get to play it, but they're cool looking anyway. Yeah. They're cool looking and they're cool sounding, so they're very, very hard to play. So anyway, ma'am, what do you have next for us?
I have another one that I just recorded 3 songs, so I'm going to play a few of those.
Okay.
This one.
Where can we get them?
Nowhere right now because they're not out yet.
Okay.
So,
nowhere. Wait a minute. I thought the idea was to. Never mind. I get confused. Never mind.
But they will be. I mean, you can listen to snippets of them on TikTok right now.
Okay.
But they're not released yet. But this one's called. Hold on, I forgot what it's called. Undo. I was thinking of another song in my head that I wrote, and it's in the same key. But this one is actually, I was listening to a song on the radio. It was something Sirius XM, and it was like, most breakup songs are in the realm of this person did me wrong, you know, like I don't like you, you know. So the song came on the radio, and it was in the fault of a guy who did his significant other wrong. And I was like, that's an interesting perspective. So I wanted to write something like that. And I sat down, and it just kind of flowed out of me. It took a few hours to write, which is pretty short for most of my songs. And I've come to...
How much do you write?
I try to write at least one song a week, one full song a week. That's my goal.
And these ideas just, I guess we've already told us how that idea appeared. You were listening to Sirius XM radio. I know some of the singer-songwriters we've had on keep a pad of paper next to the bed because they'll kind of wake up, an idea will wake them up in the middle of the night, and they sit there and scribble down the idea so they can continue it.
Totally.
Okay. All right. Well, what's the name of this?
This one's called Undo.
Undo.
The leaves are changing, and I know you love the fall. And I know it's been a little while, so forgive my random call. I just want to see that you're happy, or if you miss me at all. How's your sister? I heard she made the dancing team. And I heard your brother broke his leg playing in the Little League. And I know your mama'd be happy hearing you heard from me. I got the same friends, same folks, same family. The only difference is I don't got you. I thought that if I called just once, just maybe, I could fix what I put you through. But there's just some things you can't undo. So if you're angry, I don't blame you for a minute, 'cause I made you feel like I can live my life without you in it. And I wish that I could start over and say I loved you again. I got the same friends, same folks, same family. The only difference is I don't got you. I thought that if I called just once, just maybe, I could fix what I put you through. But there's just some things you can't undo. Tattoo, and I can't get it to fade. I won't call again, I swear I won't bother you, but there's just so many things I wanna do, so many things I wanna say. I got the same friends, same folks, same family. put you through. But there's just some things you can't undo. There's just some things you can't undo.
Thank you.
That was great.
Thank you.
And you're right, a different perspective. A very different perspective. I think I'm getting glared at from the desk, so I think we're going to have to take a break here. And when we get back, we'll take a look at what's going on.
Ready to make learning fun again? Education Encore returns this spring to Gulf Coast State College beginning January 23rd. Join us every Friday for 6 weeks of engaging classes designed for active adults and lifelong learners. Explore art, history, yoga, technology, and more. No tests, no grades, just fun. Spots fill quickly, so register today at gulfcoast.edu/encore. That's gulfcoast.edu/encore.
Get ready for a Saturday morning soundtrack like no other. It's Motown and more on WKGC 90.7 FM. From Stevie Wonder and Diana Ross to Marvin Gaye and Smokey Robinson, plus all the soulful sounds Motown inspired. Join us every Saturday from 11 to 2 p.m. Motown and more. Part of the Soulful Saturday lineup on WKGC 90.7 FM. I'm your favorite auntie, and this is what's going on around the Emerald Coast early this week. Now tonight we've got Scratch 2020 at the Dive. We've got Corey Hall hosting the musicians social and open mic at the House of Henry at 7 p.m. Stevie Monts will be live at Captain Max's Upper Deck, and Josh Black will be at Patches Pub and Grill. And Wednesday kicks off early with Corey Hall at Bell's Winery and Saloon. Ann Klein will be at That Cajun Place. Frank Fletcher Band will be at the Dive. Scratch 2020 at the Salty Goat. Tracy Mick Duo with Matt May plays Captain Max's Upper Deck. We've got open mic with Nikki Sunflower at Thistle and Thorn. And comedy open mic goes down at St. Andy's Sports Pub at 8 p.m. Now, also that evening, we've got Ann Klein wrapping things up at the Lick. Now, Thursday night, we've got Alex Napier and Mitch Pearson taking the stage at Neon's Bar 72. Salt Rock Revival will be at the Dive. It's karaoke night at the House of Henry. Scratch 2020 will be at the Salty Goat. And Ann Klein will close out the evening at Buster's. Now, I am your favorite auntie, and that was your events through midweek around the Emerald Coast.
Well, there's a lot to do. How am I going to get to all that stuff?
We gotta hire people.
You're going to hire people just to go see what's going on.
Doubles, yeah.
I always go back to when I first moved here in the 80s. There was nothing going on. What was going on in the 80s? Except for Friday and Saturday night, nothing. There just was no place to go. There was no live music to see. We've come a long way here at City by the Bay, and it's a lot of fun to be around now. Mm-hmm. If you're out at night and you want to hear somebody playing somewhere, we got it somewhere, or more like 6 or 8 people playing somewhere every night. You mentioned earlier about reading a crowd. Mm-hmm. How does that work for you?
So,
I mean, how do you know? We talk about this a lot on the show with different performers. How do you read an audience?
So first things first, I get, I don't remember what comedian said this, but it cracks me up because it's so true. He walked into like his comedy gig for the night, looked at the crowd and went, nope, and walked back out. And that just cracks me up because sometimes you can look at an audience and say, I'm not their type of music. And it's not like a way to explain it. It's just you can look at someone and kind of tell. I don't really know how to put it into words, but most of the time, because I grew up on everything, so I can play like any genre besides, like when it gets to weird screamo metal, that's where I like tap out. But I tend to ask people what they want to hear, or I just test out a few songs, and if they respond to it, then I go, okay, I'll keep playing songs similar to this song, or if they hate it, I'll try something new, and then hopefully they like the next song.
As a performer, how do you differentiate the song and your delivery between, say, playing at a restaurant or a place that serves alcohol, where people are into a social atmosphere, and saying someplace like playing at Roberts Hall, where if you're upstairs at Roberts Hall, you climb those stairs to listen to music, not to talk to people next to you or not pay attention to the. How does that affect you as a performer? So
if I'm at like your first scenario, like a restaurant or like a corporate place where people are just there to mingle, it's kind of, sometimes I test out songs I've never played before in those places because no one's really paying attention. No joke. It
gets to be practice.
It gets to be paid practice. But if it's like a bar where people are drinking alcohol and having a good time, then I'll play like sing-alongs like Family Tradition or just songs that you can have the audience interact with. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite types of ways to do that. And if it's something like Roberts Hall, then it's either original songs or other people's songs that can correlate to your identity as an artist. And then you get to really play with the crowd in those places. Do you have a preference? You mentioned 3 scenarios. Which one? Do you like them all, or do you like one better than the other? Oh, I have favorites. I love my Roberts Hall type places. And I like my bar crowd on some nights because it's fun. But in the end, I'm not playing my music there. I'm playing other people's songs. And I really don't like the restaurant crowd.
You really don't
really
like
boring.
It's okay. All right. Well, what you got next for us?
I have a song that is my dad's, one of his favorites. I think it's his favorite. And I wrote this song about a year ago. I recorded it. I'm gonna put it out in the next about month or so. It's called Northern Florida Skies, but I wrote it in 2024, that summer, and I'm going to keep this quick because it's kind of a long, short story, but I saw people, and I was in 30A, and just wearing insanely expensive outfits, which there's nothing wrong inherently with that, but I looked at my dad, and I was like, how much do you think that outfit costs that this girl is wearing right now? And he goes, way too much. And I think we continued talking about the subject of that, and then he said something along the lines of, God doesn't take credit cards, and I was like, that's a song. So I sat down and I wrote the song. I hated it for about a year. I did not want to play it because I couldn't come up with the bridge, so I refused to record it. I refused to play it until before this time in June, I recorded it, and it's called Northern Florida Skies.
There's a rundown bar out in Panama City where you drink as much as you can handle. Folks that stay there all night long telling all the local scandals. And I was playing in a band, we sang Old Johnny in revival. And on the drums was a man with a lifetime of stories and a Bible. He said, hey young girl, you ought to listen to me. I ain't got no education, I ain't got no degree, but I've done everything you could think of. I've took pills, paid bills, played a fiddle. I got a lot of history, and my wife is missing me. The only thing in Tennessee is a bottle of Jack, honey, I can tell you that ain't where you wanna be. Oh, let your mama see. 'Cause God painted the bay the color of my wife's bright blue eyes, and no credit card can buy you a place in the Northern Florida skies. start with a Bible and a lifetime's worth of knowledge. Like there's some things you just can't learn in high school or in college. And I sat down and wrote the words he spoke to me. Words I ought to know, words I ought to read. I've done everything you could think of. I took pills, paid bills, played a fiddle. I got a lot of history. My wife is missing me. The only thing in Tennessee is a bottle of Jack. Honey, I can tell you that ain't where you wanna be. Well, let your mama see. 'Cause God painted the bay the color of my wife's bright blue eyes. And no credit card can buy you a place in the northern Florida skies. And I decided to put my own spin on his words. So here it goes, for better or for worse. I've done everything you could think of. I broke hearts, guitars, maybe worse. I got a lot of history, and my husband's missing me. The only thing in Tennessee is a bottle of Jack, girl, and I can tell you that ain't where you wanna be. Don't let your mama see that I've done everything you could think of. I broke hearts, guitars, maybe worse. I got a lot of history, and my husband's missing me. The only thing in Tennessee is a bottle of Jack. Honey, I can tell you that ain't where you wanna be. Well, let your mama see. 'Cause God painted the bay the color of the man's emerald eyes. And no credit card can buy you a place in the northern Florida skies.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's neat. I don't know what to call it. I said, that's neat. You have an interesting perspective on the world around you, and it shows in what you write. What you've been? I know you've been out of town recording. Mm-hmm. How's your experience been? Do you like the studio discipline? I mean, is that something? It's in explaining it on the radio, it's not what you saw on TV.
No,
not at all. And some people like it. Some people do it because they really have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people in studio that's what they wanted to do. They were less interested in the end product than in the discipline, and than in working inside a studio discipline.
So I feel like when I definitely recorded, the first song I recorded in the studio was Hey You, and that one is out. But it's funny listening back to it, because singing like this, for anyone who's never seen the studio experience, is so different than singing in a studio, especially in 2026 now. Because when you listen to most modern products, it's different. It's like how many ever different takes of vocals that you sing spliced into one to make it sound like you sang the whole thing in one take. Unless you're, like
Celine Dion did that, but I don't think anybody's done that since.
Yeah.
So.
But I definitely love the studio process, and my favorite part of it, I sing my own harmonies, and that's my favorite part of it, is building the harmonies and finding out, okay, how I could sing this line this way, I could put an emphasis on a certain word, and it could change the entire vibe of whatever I'm saying. And I love that, how articulate it gets. So I definitely love the disciplinary aspect of the studio.
One thing I've noticed over the years is that a trip to the studio makes a much better performer out of somebody, because you can't fool Memorex. There's not much tape in studios anymore unless you're spending a whole lot of money on the studio. Yeah. There's still, Muscle Shoals is still running on 2-inch tape, but it doesn't give you the options that that we have now with in a modern studio. And yes, nobody sings all together. You're a lot of stuff you can correct mechanically, but it tends to sound mechanically corrected, and it just, especially lead vocals, it just takes a long time to plow through a song, and because you're going to go back and you might, if you have a vocal trick and you're not quite getting it right, you might have to sing it 10 times before your producer is going to say, yeah, that one's good.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's a different thing, and everybody goes through it. The people who are playing the instruments are going through the same thing. It's just you might not be there, or if you are, you're not really working real hard. You might be listening. But all the musicians have to get used to kind of thinking about it in parts, because that's what you're singing. You're singing parts, and so you do your own. That's interesting, doing your own harmonies. A lot of people don't. Not that they can't, but they kind of like other vocals on their stuff.
Yeah.
So nobody gets as tight with their original vocal as the person who sang it. You know what you sang is how you've been practicing the song. So all the inflections and the tricks and whatnot are going to be very, very tight, and you don't have to beat your singers up quite so much. But like I said, it's a great way to become a better musician, because there's no hiding. When you get that, when your producer is looking at you from the control room and then beckons you with the finger, you're going, oh no, I don't want to go back in there, because that means there's something wrong, real wrong. When you get that, yeah, and you have to take your headphones off and go into the control room, you've got a problem. Yeah. Anyway, but it does, if you have a good producer, it does make you a better performer.
Totally.
No doubt about it. Okay, what you got next?
I think I'm going to sing one that I put out in October. I put it out on Halloween. And I wrote it when I was 14, actually, the first verse, and it sounded completely different. I was going through, like, it's kind of funny when I listen to the song, because it was like my first relationship. I was 14, but the the guy was kind of, what you call a not great person. So and nice people words. And I decided to write a song about it, and I really loved it. But I forgot about it for like a year. And then I came back to it last November 2024, wrote the second verse, scrapped it, came back to it in June when I was making that recording trip, and I finally finished it. And I wasn't sure how it would perform until I posted it on TikTok, and people loved it. They were begging me for the song for 4 months before I put it out. They were like, release this song. And I was like, yeah, but I like another one. They're like, no, we like this one. So it turned out to be the song, which is called The End.
It's a bittersweet feeling when everything is leaving, from the hot, warm weather to the scent of the sweater you wore. And all my days feel the same, like all of my songs I sing over again, 3 minutes long each time. Now ain't that right? So won't you let me go before I have to do the same? I'd hold you in my arms even though you shouldn't stay. But I loved you more than you could ever comprehend. And I've known you for this long, and now I finally know the end. And all the autumn leaves are falling, and your mama, she keeps calling, asking me how's it going, and we should all get together sometime. only if you'd like. And I can't tell her I don't know, so I say maybe soon. But your heart's made of stone, and you're not in this room with me. And I beg you, please, just let me go before I have to do the same. I'd hold you in my arms, but I know you shouldn't stay. But I love you more than you could ever comprehend. And I've known you for this long, and now I finally know the end. I've known you for this long, and now I finally know the end. So won't you let me go before I have to do the same? I'd hold you in my arms, even though it's wrong to say. But I love you more than you could ever comprehend. And I've known you for this long, and will you let me know the end? I've known you for this long, and will you let me know? Thank you.
Well, that's amazing for something you started when you were 14. I'll tell you that. And really, I think it's come that time again, hasn't it? Yes. That both the staffers are frowning at me now, so I think we have to. Well. Yeah, one of the reasons Tim is here is I'm looking for my own replacement, so I don't have to do this every week, and so he's just remember, they will treat you with entirely the same amount of disdain they treat me. Okay. Anyway, I think we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and find out what's going on for the rest of the week.
I think most people in Venezuela, when they watched Delcy being sworn in as the country's interim president, this is not the outcome they would have hoped for. This is not the outcome they would have chosen. This is an outcome that is not just, that is not fair, but is an outcome that just might make their difficult life just a little bit easier.
I'm Natalie Kitroev. That's Today on the Daily from the New York Times.
Weekdays at 5:30 p.m. on WKGC 90.7 FM.
Support for WKGC comes from the St. Joe Community Foundation, dedicated to enriching the quality of life for those who live, work, and play in Northwest Florida, especially in Bay and Walton counties. Since 1999, the foundation has awarded grants to nonprofit organizations in education, environmental stewardship, healthcare, and cultural arts. To learn more, visit joefoundation.com.
I'm your favorite auntie, and here's what's going on around town for the weekend. Now, Friday, we've got Tracy Mick at Millie's downtown. We've got Wheezy and the Rascals at Boardwalk Beach Resort. Leanna Carter will be at Scallop Republic. The Corey Hall Trio at the House of Henry. String Theory at Sharky's Beachfront Restaurant. Hot Mess Duo at Little Village and Finn's. Mind Plays at the Dive. The Grateful Dads and the Foxy Vox will be at the Grocery Kitchen and Tap Room. And we have Fox Play at the local steamer. Now, I know I paused, but I'm not even done with Friday, okay? I had to take a breath. We've got Velvet Gypsy at Buster's, and that's at 6 p.m. Later Friday night, we've got Loose Cannon at 8:10 Billiards. Daniel Schultz will be at Thistle and Thorn. Overlord will be at the Alibi. And Klein and the Dirty Peaches will be at the Lick. And Scratch 2020 will be at Margaritaville Colleges. Now, Saturday afternoon starts with Jose Marquez at Little Village and Finn's at 1 p.m. You can catch Corey Hall at Redfish Taco, Joseph Brooks at Little Village and Finn's, Alex Napier and Daybreak at Local Steamer, Gene Mitchell at Runaway Island, Mind Plays at the Dive, Reckless Saints take the stage at the Camp Helen Americana Concert Series, Leanna Carter and Tim Parrish will be at Thistle and Thorn. That'll be at 7 p.m. You can find Scratch 2020 at Haughty Heron in Port St. Joe, Todd Heronding's All Elvis show at Captain Anderson's Event Center, and Stevie Monks will be live at Chiringo in Grayton Beach. Now moving on to Sunday, we've got Leanna Carter at Harrison's at 10:30 in the morning. At noon, it's Small Temple at Wild Root, Panama City, and Flying Dog Open Mic at Little Village and Finn's. In the afternoon, you can catch True Soul at the Dive, Reckless Saints at Maggie's Musical Farm, Kevin Jacobs at Flamingo Joe's, Ann Klein and the Dirty Peaches at the Salty Goat Saloon, and Todd Heronding's Cruise Show. If you were lucky enough to get tickets, it would be at the Captain Anderson's Event Center. And that is what's going on for the weekend around town.
Wow. Wow. What can I say? When you have to pause for a break in the middle of Friday night, you're getting pretty busy there.
I know. I remember when I didn't even want to do this. I didn't want to talk this much. And it ended up being 2 breaks. I'm almost needing 3 breaks at this point.
If you're going to go to 3 breaks, we're going to have to steal an hour from Walter and make this a 2-hour show then.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Tim, hanging out with Leanna Carter.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Are you guys going to do a cover of Hey Jude?
I bet Leanna will. I know.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she was going to work you in. That's right now. That's still our number 1 video from our YouTube channel. Is Leanna doing Hey Jude?
I'm absolutely riding Leanna's coatails with that voice and
I
her
know.
presence.
And she's. I noticed in the picture she's about 8 inches taller than you are too. It looks so.
I wasn't wearing heels that day. Or platforms.
We're going to have to get you some platforms if you're going to be hanging out with her.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
I doubt it. Well, that's true. But she is so tall, and you guys, that picture that was out on what's coming up there was amazing. I looked at it and I started laughing. And I said, "Well, he's going to be on the show Tuesday. We'll discuss this.
We'll chat about that.
We'll chat about this one." So anyway. That you guys make an interesting looking performing duo.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had people mention, it's so nice to see a father and daughter playing together, which is a huge compliment to me. Actually, Leanna's young enough to be my granddaughter.
I was about to say that could have been a grandfather and granddaughter. It could be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a kind soul, and very much like Nora. Just so many of these artists are so mature, but they're young. They're young people, you know. You got Nora, Catherine Roberts, Leanna, Tracy Mick. You got to remember they're still young.
Yeah. Well, we're Becca is fighting her way through. It's like herding cats, a song with Tracy at the studio now. It's been real interesting, especially since we had one of our band members show up a week early.
Yeah, that was a funny text to get.
That was a funny text. I'm at the studio. Where are you? Wrong Monday. Oh. So anyway, we're trying to put together a song that we all liked when she was on the show. We're trying to put that together using local musicians. It's interesting, I would say.
That is the word I would also use.
Okay, you'll accede to that. Okay. Anyway, it's being an interesting experience. We'll see how it turns out because this is not what they do. These are performers, not studio people. So we'll see how it goes. And Kat Roberts is great because I want to record her song Icarus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all like that song.
Yeah.
And so here's somebody who writes about mythology. And so that's an interesting place to get your I'm getting a note. See this? See what goes on with me? She's putting a note in front of me. It says, Social Media Nora, which means I need to stop blathering along here and ask you about your social media so that people can get hold of you and or hire you to play at their restaurant or whatever.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Just look up Nora Bass Music, NORAHBASS. And if you want to go to TikTok, that is Nora Does Music, because there was a random account with 0 followers with Nora Bass Music. But you'll find me on TikTok if you just look up my name. And my email is chucknnoramusic at Gmail if you want to go there. But the easiest way to get in contact with me is just Facebook or Instagram, because I check those. Okay.
All right. Well, you got another one for us?
I do.
Okay. I might. Can I make a request? You do requests. I really like Me and Bobby McGee, and I know you didn't write it. I wish you had, but I could hear that you like the song as well, because I could hear it when we used that as sound check.
Yeah, I can play that song.
Okay. I'd love to hear it.
Busting a flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train, feeling ears faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before it rained, rode us all the way to New Orleans. And I pulled my Hawkins out of my dirty red bandana, I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapping time, I was holding Bobby's hand in mine, and we sang every song that Java knew. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. It ain't nothing hard if it ain't free. No, no. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when we sang the blues, you know. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. From the Kentucky coal mines to the California sun, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, everything we done, yeah, Bobby, baby, kept me from the cold world. One day up near Salinas, Lord, I let him slip away. He's looking for that home, and I hope he finds it. But I trade all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday, to be holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. And that's all that Bobby left me. Hey, feeling good was easy, Lord, when we sang the blues, you know. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. La da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da 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 la Bobby McGee. La da da la da, la da da da, la da da la Bobby McGee. Love and love, love and love and love and love. La 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 la. Hey Bobby, Bobby McGee, yeah. No 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 no. No 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 no. Hey Bobby, Bobby McGee. And I'm calling my lover, calling my man, till I'm calling my lover just the best I can, you know. Bobby now, hey Bobby McGee. Love and love and love, na 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 na, yeah. Hey, 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 Bobby McGee, yeah.
Janice/Chris Christopherson. Thank you.
Oh dear.
You good?
No, I'm not good.
What's
wrong? No, I'm not good. I'm not. Don't get excited, Tim. I'm not vapor locking over here. Who sang that with the female singer? We talked about it earlier. Just
we
the
did.
names. We did.
I don't remember the name.
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin.
Yes,
yeah.
it.
I'm sorry. That just happened. It'll happen to you in about 50 years. So.
Yeah. It happens to me now.
Don't go there yet. It's not time. Tim and I get excused, or even I've never seen it happen to Angela, but I don't think she'll let it. But Tim and I have that occasional problem. It's just every once in a while, just something goes and it disappears. Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it, and I want to thank everybody for listening to us and putting up with us. But you put up with me, you get to hear Nora Bass sing a song. So that's your payment. Hope you come back and visit us sometime. I really do. It'd be fun. And I think we're going to say goodbye for now. And we'll see you again here next week on Sound Sessions on WKGC 90.7 FM.